Steve Thomas. I'm going to talk to you about financial planning today. The trustworthy person will get a rich reward, but a person who wants quick riches will get into trouble. This Bible quote really embodies the art of financial planning. Establishing trust is key to developing a client relationship. Today we're going to talk about how to build that relationship, establish a foundation for trust, and turn prospects into clients. The first step is to establish a trusting relationship by asking a lot of questions. You have to find out as much as you can about a prospect in order to really learn about their situation. Second, you need to put together a financial plan that's specifically tailored to their needs. And then finally, consistently follow up. Stay in touch with the prospect. So the first step is to gather information, but before that, we need to find a prospect. I interviewed successful financial advisor Jeff Sullivan, who stated that you need to be able to put yourself out there. People who are successful in this field are always looking for new business. What he's saying is that you need to use every resource you have to network with them. Also talking about networking, Merrill Lynch financial advisor Chris Maniaci stated that you should look at your centers of influence and branch out with them. The center of influence is someone that you trust, someone that already works with you, an existing client. Now, if they trust you and they see the value of working with you, they should be able to share their resources and their network with you there and growing your business. Now, not every warm lead is going to turn into a potential prospect. Now, I mean, there's people that are going to reject you. It's part of every part of the financial planning process. You have to be comfortable with rejection and able to accept it. Now, when you do find a warm lead, the next step is to meet face-to-face. Former financial advisor turned author and teacher in the industry, David Mullen, has a book entitled The $1 Million Financial Services Practice. He states that any meaningful relationship requires in-person meetings. The foundation of trust is very hard to establish over the phone. You have to meet the person face-to-face, share information about yourself in order to get them to share information about themselves with you. You're going to have to ask a lot of detailed questions, which is a touchy subject. You should start soft, ask about someone's family life, vacation spots, hobbies, interests, things like that, and then transition into their family and their financial planning, the assets that they have, what they have accumulated. I mean, it's a tough thing to do. You really need to pose the questions correctly, or you could get a negative response. There's a possibility that people are going to be rubbed the wrong way. Just like every other aspect of financial planning, you need to be ready for rejection. Now, the next step, shake their hand, say thank you for your time. I think that we got a lot of valuable information here. I'm going to go back to my resources, take a look at what we discussed, and put together a plan specific to your needs. I'll be in touch with you within the next couple of weeks. We can schedule a time that I'll be able to discuss this with you in more detail. Now it's time to put the plan together. Go back to the office, use your resources, and say, hey, this is the information that I gathered, and these are the things that are relevant to the prospect, and this is what we need to discuss. The relevant areas are going to be any college planning, retirement planning, insurance needs, home loans, and then also long-term wealth transfer, estate planning, that sort of thing. Now, when you're presenting the plan to the client, you need to put it out there like it's a roadmap. This is where you are now. This is where you're going to want to be down the road. For college planning, how long do you have? What's your time horizon? How much do you have to save over this period of time? What's the growth rate that's going to be required? And what tools are going to be specifically designed to meet your goals? What plans will be appropriate for you? 529 plans, covered L education plans, and things like that. With respect to their retirement planning, when do you want to retire? How much are you going to need at that point? This is the amount of growth that you're going to need. These are the investments and the products that my firm is going to suggest to you. And this is your family situation. This is the insurance you have, and this is the insurance that we suggest to you. And these are the products. This is the amount of coverage that we think is going to be most appropriate to your situation. If this is your home loan, your interest rate you're paying out, you could be getting a slightly less interest rate. And I mean, if you need the money for college right now, we could take some equity out of the house and, get that invested for college planning. You need to be able to see exactly what's going to apply to their situation and format that plan, present the plan specific to their needs. The next step is value propositioning yourself, and your company, and your products. I happen to work for Merrill Lynch. Luckily, we are highly acclaimed for our financial advisory services. Institutional Investor Magazine ranks our proprietary research. That's the top in the industry, 3 years running. We also have more of Barron's Magazine's top 1,000 financial advisors than any other institution. You need to sell yourself. Tell them why they want to work with you, why they're going to benefit off of working with you. The final step is the follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up. Now you need to stay consistent. You need to show a client that you're dedicated to working with them and that you want their business because they should be working with you. A consistent follow-up does not mean constant. And you can call somebody and badger them once a week, but that's not the best way to approach it. Maybe a monthly follow-up or so. David Mullen, who I stated earlier, also says that following up every 6 to 12 months, at that point, you might want to just put it out there and say, hey, I've been consistently staying in touch with you, and ask for the business. Say, do you see yourself working with us? You have to find out where you stand. Following up consistently is a great way to establish trust. You're going to show a client every month you're checking in, see where they are, and say, this guy really does want my business. Now, it's all about trust. You need to follow these steps to build a trusting relationship with the client. You need to find a prospect, gather as much information as possible, present the plan, and then consistently stay in touch with them. That's how you're going to turn a prospect into a client. Just remember, the trustworthy person gets a rich reward, while the person that wants quick riches